Those of you who have followed me for a while or have looked at my old videos, that means, well, not that old, from about a month ago, would know that I frequently visit Venice Beach. And I always look first to see if my parking spot is here. And lucky me, very frequently it is. So there I'm parked. I'm going into Whole Foods, get a refill coffee for $1. And I'm happy to be back here. The weather's great, and I'm about 50 feet from a dollar store with cheap food, and about 45 feet from the coffee refill. Then I can get busy working on today's video.
In under fallen treasured skies, I'm staring deep into your green eyes.
Fire trucks, fire trucks, police cars, sirens. I missed it. I'm sort of sad to say. I actually like the hustle and bustle of a city. I thought I'd sit here and kind of review or critique the RTR, kind of compare it to my expectations and its advertised goals. So I understand it was to help newbies learn some details and gain some confidence, hopefully so that they could move off on their own and live the lifestyle they want to enjoy, or the lifestyle they've been thrown into, which is apparently pretty common. So if those were the goals of the RTR, the primary goals, or some of the goals, one of the goals, then the RTR should be pretty successful. In other words, there was 8,000 people or 8,000 vehicles roughly. That is certainly enough to provide the resources for anybody to learn what they need to learn to live this lifestyle. It is, however, pretty apparent that what people have to learn is to not be afraid. For some reason, people are afraid of things they've never done before. Successful people are never afraid of what they've done before because they've succeeded at dominating whatever their fear was in the past, or eliminating that fear. That's all success is. It's just eliminating the fear, but you can't eliminate it unless you go out and attack it. It's just like swimming. Most people who can swim were afraid of the water when they were first thrown in or first experienced what it's like to sink and not be able to breathe. That's not really a happy experience. Some see their friends swimming and carry on until they master swimming. Others are so afraid they won't, even if their friends can swim, they're convinced they're going to sink. So Bob's seminars provided the information that's required, but in a lot of cases, such as we had some kind of security dude talking about stealth camping, that's perpetuating the fear. I drive around in a bus, painted silver, make no effort whatsoever to hide the fact that I live in it. In fact, I advertise it. And I'm not stealth, and I don't have no problems. The worst that's happened is I got a ticket. Generally speaking, I get a ticket like every 90 days, which means that it's less than $90. So it means that I'm paying like less than $1 per day for parking. When I was an executive downtown in my city, I'd be traveling around to visit clients. And I had my own parking spot at my office, but when I went to visit my clients, I had to put money in a meter. Often I ate lunch longer than that meter was paid for. And I often got tickets. I still get tickets. But now I have a bus. What's the difference? So I would suggest that Bob do some work checking out his speakers and make sure they're not going to perpetuate the fear that people have. This guy actually, from what I understand, I didn't see the whole speech, but stealth in itself is just perpetuating a fear that should not exist. Just constantly telling people they should hide out somewhere. That's what the word stealth intends to suggest. And there's no reason for stealth, unless you happen to live in a city that's extremely, and I mean extremely negative towards people living in their vehicles. So while this guy was talking about his stealth, and living in Huntington Beach, he has to be stealth. I'm parked beside a woman in a pink 40-foot bus painted pink and gray. It's not stealth, and she lives in Huntington Beach. So if you imagine problems, you're going to create them. And Bob should find people that don't create problems and don't imagine or teach things that aren't true. So were the seminars helpful to people? Absolutely. Were all of the seminars helpful? Probably. Even the stealth camping thing, because some people don't want to act. They actually are ashamed they're living in their vehicles, therefore they want to be stealth. Or they were forced into it and they believe that stealth is a necessity so that they can hide their failure. His second goal was to get people together, have people make friends. Perhaps they will benefit from those friendships and learn a little more about people, I guess, especially if you're living in a van or motorhome, and you might find yourself living by yourself for many, many days. You may also be an introvert. All of those people would enjoy meeting a number of people, perhaps to travel with, or just get over that introversion, or whatever you call it. Learn to live amongst a group of people safely. I meet people every day, so I didn't actually go there for that purpose. But I met some incredibly wonderful people there. So Bob's successful in helping me meet new people. Like I said, I met new people, but it wasn't my goal. I actually went there in order to help establish a stronger presence as a YouTuber. And maybe learn from other YouTubers or meet other YouTubers, just to sort of get an idea how I could grow my channel and, how would I put it, to understand whether or not I could actually have an audience. In other words, once you start doing this, you don't know. If 10 people like it, that's fine. Could be 6 months from now, 10,000 like it. Well, that's a pretty surprising result, but it could be. The reality is that nobody really knows until they actually go and or they perhaps maybe go to an event like that, start being bigger and bolder than they normally are, and try and make sure that people remember you. So I put a sign in front of my bus. I painted it with, sadly, I painted it with paint that would run when the rain hit it, like it wasn't waterproof. And that sign out in front of my bus, parking my bus in the right spot, really made a huge difference to my YouTube channel, and it made a huge difference to my own personal experience. People would see that sign and go, "Hi, Gus." All they saw is Gus. They didn't know I'm a YouTuber. They don't even use YouTube, and they have no interest as to why the sign is there. But people are going by going, "Hi, Gus, how you doing?" And I'm constantly going, "Oh, hi," to people I don't know, of course. But many of them I got to know very well. My presence seemed to be noticed, or at least the sign seemed to be noticed. And I grew my following on YouTube at an incredible rate. So for me, RTR was a huge, enormous success. For Bob, if his his personal goals were to get more people, he was successful. If his goals are to eliminate the fear in people's minds, I don't think he did a good job. I don't think he even approaches it in the sense that he would be doing a good job. I just park my bus anywhere I feel like. Honestly, there are some situations where I'm, sort of, it's up in the air in my mind whether or not I'm going to be asked to move or I might get a ticket. Now, being asked to move is neither embarrassing nor is it bothersome. I mean, I really don't care. It's like, it happens more often I'm waking up because it's raining or because it's windy or because I'm cold in the middle of the night. Well, those are not nice things, but that happens. If I'm woken up because the police want me to leave, it has been with a loudspeaker. The one time I've been asked to leave in 18 months. So as long as there's not a no parking sign, I park there and I sleep there. I don't, there's no sign there that says I shouldn't do this, so I don't care. I just park there. Take a look at all my videos from the past. You'll get an idea. Bob teaches people to go find free land, or land where they can stay for free, legally. Well, I think all the places I park are illegal. I always think it is. That's why I park there. I can't know the policy, like the enforcement policies or the bylaws of every community. So I park where it seems reasonable and there's no parking sign. And in 18 months I've got a total of about 5 tickets, which is maybe $200 or a little more than that, maybe $240, $250 worth of tickets in 18 months. I mean, it's insignificant. The total value of my tickets is less than I used to pay to go have lunch with a client when I was traveling and when I was working in the city. I've also only been rousted from my sleep one time. One time. One time in 2 years. And I'm driving a bus, a school bus. It's 20 feet long, it's painted silver. Somebody said I'd drive a stealth bus. Well, it was stealth because she drives that 40-foot bus with pink side on it. Pink paint. More of these sirens. I don't like them now. So Bob is successful as a YouTuber in running his website. He's very successful at it, and he deserves a lot of credit for that. But I don't know how to explain it. If you have a level of, let's go from 0 to 10, in terms of 10 being no fear whatsoever, which is going to be a higher level than me, because I got a little, down to a 1, which is a maximum amount of fear. The reason we're going from fear to no fear as a higher number is that the higher number is actually the goal. So Bob would be about a 5. He moves people from being afraid of being illegal or being rousted or any of those things, all the way up to, oh, here's a safe place to hang out. Only safe places. These are the only places that we're going to go to. We're not going to push any boundaries. We're not going to ever hang out in a city other than, I think there was how would I put it, the stealth presentation. But, I mean, stealth is a new thing. First of all, I have to tell you that I've been able to camp in my van, like a Volkswagen van, since I was 20. I'm now 70. So for 50 years, it's been okay in terms of my experience. And along comes internet, and suddenly there's a word called stealth. The world hasn't changed. But stealth is a good marketing word. It's a good way to sell stealth-related equipment for your van. So the RTR takes you from maximum fear to like half freedom, half fear instead of no fear. You're still taught to fear or avoid other lands than free lands, you're constantly reminded that there's a great place in Arizona there. That shithole of a desert is a great place to go hang out for the winter. It's a shithole. It is literally a shithole. I don't know how to explain it. I'm now back in a city where the air's fresh, there's no dust in it. I can already breathe through my nose, but I haven't been able to for a month. I have no dust taste in my mouth, and I'm like a couple of blocks from the Pacific Ocean and a beautiful beach. So for me, the RTR was successful. I got lots of YouTube followers. For Bob, the RTR was successful. He achieved what he wanted, which is a place where newbies could come and learn the most basic things about the van life. However, I think RTR actually, like I said, teaches people only halfway, just enough to take the diapers off, but there's a lot of growing that can be done there. Everybody in a van knows they very frequently have to park somewhere that is not, there's no sign there that says you can park your van overnight here. That doesn't exist. It only exists on BLM land, which is what Bob sells. And so you don't really give people confidence to get off of that desert and get out somewhere to other places that may be more beautiful when you only teach people that they can only go to those, or most of your teachings are about going to the free land. So I hope I got enough content here to complete a video. So I'm actually going to say goodnight. I hope you subscribe, and I hope you like the video, and please give me your comments. I'll leave you with a view of a spot that I think you should be spending the night.